I witnessed something I was not supposed to witness. Listen, let me tell you something very clearly. You cannot speed up your hair growth. Yes, I'm saying that right at the start of the video. Your hair doesn't suddenly switch to turbo mode. What actually happens is that when you stop damaging your hair and start treating it the right way, it feels like your hair is growing faster, because earlier, something you were doing was slowing it down. One tip that works perfectly for one hair type can actually make someone else's hair worse. Co-washing, just so you know, it means washing your hair with conditioner, works great for dry, curly, or coily hair. But if you have an oily scalp, God bless your hair. That's why it's important to know what works for you. Now, before we jump into the actual precious tips, you need to quickly figure out your scalp type. That's where all the grass grows. Sometimes, any of these scalp types can come with an extra topping, dandruff. When we compare our hair today to ancient times, it's actually crazy how much weaker our hair has become. Back then, extremely long hair was the beauty standard. And what I found out was honestly a little shocking. They used to wash their hair only once every few weeks, sometimes even once a month, simply because they didn't have modern facilities like proper water systems. Now, I'm not telling you to do that, okay? I'm not saying you should go a whole month without washing your hair. But what I am saying is, if we have better products, better water, better everything today, then why is our hair still becoming weaker? After digging into it, I realized it's not actually about how many times you wash. It's about what you're washing with. We're using way too many products. Harsh shampoos, strong cleansers, heavy fragrances. All of this strips the natural oils your scalp needs, and that's where the real damage starts. Take my hair type, dry and easily prone to dandruff. Literally the driest hair type ever. If I start washing my hair every day, it's over for me. My scalp will get irritated, the dryness will double, and the dandruff. That's why less frequent washing actually works better for me. But someone with an oily scalp? They can't do that. Their hair will look greasy on day one. So see, it's not a universal rule. It depends completely on what your scalp actually needs. It's not only about hair type, how much you sweat, the weather you live in, and even when you need to look presentable. Daily shampooing isn't great anyway. When you constantly strip your natural oils, your scalp freaks out and produces even more to compensate. And then the cycle just keeps going. The best way to avoid overwashing is to add something natural between washes. I actually learned this from Edwardian hair care. They used vinegar water to clean their hair. And honestly, it makes so much sense. A light vinegar rinse freshens the scalp, balances the pH, reduces buildup, and keeps your hair feeling clean without using shampoo every single day. So, instead of overwashing, just use a simple in-between wash methods. Okay, so hair grows in the anagen phase, basically the growth phase. How long it lasts depends on how well your hair follicles are fed. And yes, genetics play a role, but we can't change that. What we can control is blood flow. Your hair follicles get all their oxygen and nutrients from blood. If your scalp is getting good blood flow, your hair grows longer and stronger. But if circulation is poor or your blood isn't carrying enough nutrients, your hair ends up short, brittle, and sad. And now, what do I actually do to bring that blood to my hair? Yes, it works for every hair type. Take lukewarm oil and gently massage it into your scalp. And if you really want to boost blood flow, do the weird positions too. The inversion method. Just hang your head off the edge of the bed and massage lightly. Light pressure only. You want your hair to grow stronger, not pull out the ones you already have. And remember, when you massage, your goal is to get the blood flowing to your scalp. So the pressure should always be on the scalp, not on the hair strands. I also use those wide massage combs. Honestly, I just sit on the couch, relax, and use it. Now, the oil part depends on your scalp type. Oily scalp. Use lightweight oils like argan oil, grapeseed oil, or jojoba oil. They won't clog your roots or make your scalp feel suffocated. Dry scalp. Go for heavier oils like castor oil, coconut oil, or olive oil, and apply them both on your scalp and your ends. And no matter your hair type, leave the oil on for about 1 hour before showering. Long enough for absorption, but not so long that it causes buildup. If I say DermaStamp is the best tool for hair growth, it wouldn't be wrong. I talked about this before, but honestly, you can't talk about boosting blood flow and not mention dermastamping. A dermastamp is basically a tiny stamp with microneedles, and when you press it onto your scalp, it makes these super tiny channels your skin immediately tries to repair. Your body sends more blood, more oxygen, and more nutrients straight to your hair follicles. That's why people see thicker growth and stronger roots. I personally prefer a dermastamp over a derma roller because it doesn't pull your hair, it's easier to control, and it actually reaches the scalp properly. You only need to use it once a week. Start with 0.6 millimeters, and if you're doing it at home, don't go above 1.5 millimeters. Using a dermastamp once a week, plus this rosemary oil combo, trust me, this works amazing. It literally boosts your growth potential to the max. Avoid dermastamping if you have a sensitive scalp, active dandruff, open wounds, or any scalp infection. Now let's talk about length, because yes, hair grows from the roots, but if you don't protect the ends, it will keep breaking and you will never reach the length you want. People love saying, "Don't brush wet hair." Okay, but my dry hair literally refuses to detangle after a wash. If I wait for it to dry, it just snaps even more. So here's what I do. I detangle before the shower, and then again after the shower with a wide-tooth comb. And honestly, adding a tiny bit of oil to damp hair helps lock in moisture for longer, so the ends stay soft instead of breaking off later. If your ends stay dry, they will break. Simple. Oiling the ends just a little every day makes a huge difference. And if you have very frizzy hair, here's what actually helps. Lightly dampen your hair with water, then apply a leave-in conditioner. This keeps the ends soft, prevents tangles, and protects them from snapping throughout the day. And the last one? Don't overuse heat. I know. Straight hair looks cute, curls look cute, everything looks cute, except the damage afterward. If you're constantly using straighteners or curlers, your ends will dry out and break way faster. So try to keep heat for special days, or use alternatives like heatless curls, and if you have to use heat, always put on a heat protectant first. Healthy hair takes time, but it's totally worth it. People see drastic results, and you can get your best hair too. I love beautiful hair, and I love making these videos and sharing my experiences with you guys. If you want to be part of this little community, you're always welcome here.